Well, guys, we have got a full-on meltdown from like 90% of the community, whether it be one way or another, about this gameplay patch. And it's been like viral, honestly, today. The views on some of these tweets and social media posts, YouTube videos has been crazy, either ranting in favor or against this gameplay patch. So we got to talk about it. But honestly, I might have the most boring take of all takes you could have about this patch. So keep that in mind as we get towards that part of the video. We do have some more leaks and news, some more SBCs leaked. The 99 stats are confirmed. We have the dates for them as well and what the upgrades look like. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the top of the description. They're the safest and the cheapest option, and you can use my code JFC at checkout for an 8% discount. So that's very cool to see. But honestly, you know what's funny is that we had this whole meltdown gameplay stuff today that we'll talk about plenty, and I actually wasn't really that mad about it. The thing I was most upset about was this, and that's that the League SBCs did return today. And guys, you'll never believe it, okay? They are the exact fucking same again for year 4 in a row. I am gonna actually go insane. It is the exact same. Now, there are some requirement differences here. For example, Lib and Sud is now max 4 from one club. I think in previous years you had to have like 6 from one club. There was one year where it was like max 1 from a starting 11. Now it's max 4. That's a lot easier. League and Eredivisie is now players from one club max 1 instead of like a full club or 6 players from one club as well. So it got easier. Yes, it is a grind, but dear Lord, is this lazy to me. They took one of the best things in previous FIFAs, which was League SBCs. If you guys were around back then, you know what I'm talking about. If you don't, I'm sorry, you missed out, okay? It was awesome. This is year 4 of the exact same thing. Are we like, what? I mean, I'm just stunned by this. I don't know why I'm stunned by it, but I am. The mixed leagues upgrade, completely pointless. The tradable packs in here, you've got a small prime silver tradable and a small Electrum Players Pack tradable. What could have made this slightly worth it is if you had a silver pack in here. Like, say it was actually like a silver pack or premium silver pack. Because in that case, you could get managers that are worth something. You could actually get some consumables that'll discard for some stuff, and that coin total might add up over time. But the small prime silver and the small Electrum Players Pack, it's all players. And you're not going to get shit in here. The packs suck. No point in doing that. Like, this SBC here is not for the grinder. It's for somebody who just has an ungodly amount of cards in their club to like run through it once or twice, and that's what it's there for. Premium mixed leagues upgrade, you can maybe run through over and over again, but the Lib and Sub players, you need 11 from each time. You're not going to get 11 Lib and Sub players going through here. This is not self-sustaining again. How are we doing this again? I guess the EA have just decided it is too good. Somehow, some way, EA have decided that League SBCs need to be done, and this is actually the earliest we've seen them, I think, in the previous couple of years. So they're at least giving it to us earlier. I want to say thanks for that, I guess, but I just cannot believe these are the exact same again. That is so frustrating to me. The Jumbo Gold Pack, to give them the credit, is actually really good coins, though. If you're able to run through these a lot, then cool. Maybe I'm not seeing the full grind picture here, as we did get also, guys, the daily silver upgrade, the daily bronze upgrade today. We did get these, okay? This will help towards those Lib and Stud players. Maybe as the year goes on, you could do these 10 a day or something like that. You could actually crank through it pretty easily and make some good coins in the process. I don't want to just sit here and say it's guaranteed chalked, but just the idea of it being the exact same again is so frustrating to me. I know some of you guys out there have been hardcore League SBC grinders in previous years and all that good stuff. You know, how do you guys feel seeing these actually expire in 13 days? So is there actually a chance these change much quicker this year? There is a chance. But in the previous years, they did all have expiry dates. They just refresh and be the exact same thing. So if they change these over the course of the year, like periodically, that's a lot better. But we have no reason or evidence to think they'll do that, because in previous years, it's been the exact same. So yeah, I don't know. That's kind of what I gotta say about that right now. They did drop this like the daily rare gold upgrade, 5x max 78 rare gold players. And this actually, I believe it's 5 commons for 5 rares. Yeah, so you could input 5 commons for 5 rares, which I guess if you need gold rares, that's something. You're putting those guys into a player pick of some kind, I guess, or something along those lines, an upgrade or something. Yeah, it's kind of what the content was today, and I just wanted to get into that quickly because I couldn't help myself but talk about that immediately. I do want to say thank you all for joining and being here. I obviously greatly appreciate you, and it is Ultimate Scream Day. I'm actually excited for the Scream promo. I genuinely think it could be really good, so I am optimistic. And I think the comment section yesterday kind of was a similar sentiment to that, where it's it's like, okay, I actually kind of dig what they're doing here after we learned about the stat upgrades, but my controller does not work because this game sucks. Never mind, we're good. Busquets as well, guys. I saw like a couple comments and then also some tweets today saying Busquets is actually a fraud. Don't complete him. It wasn't all negative, but usually I wouldn't see that many negative comments about a player. If you guys like Busquets, don't like Busquets, please let me know in the comments how you thought about him. But all right, let's get into just like this absolute clusterfuck of a social media day today. So, if you guys didn't watch yesterday's video, we got a really big patch, right? And one of the things in the patch that they addressed actually was R1 dribbling. And people were very much not happy about R1 dribbling being one of the things that they nerfed. So, here's an example of Nick, who was really unhappy today, by the way. Run the Phone Market was pissed on, like, the whole day on Twitter. In this clip here, I guess he's highlighting a clip he thinks is an example of the only way to attack right now. He's saying that the attacking is much worse now than the defending is. And you know, we'll talk about what I think about it personally in one sec, but most people that were against it were really unhappy about the R1 dribbling nerf. So it got a lot slower, and you can play a game right now at Tech Plus and just technical base players, and you can see that the speed of R1 dribbling is a lot slower than it was. And it's not like completely unusable per se, but it definitely is worse. But yeah, this clip here, I don't even really know what he was showing, I guess. I was trying to figure it out, and I think he was unhappy that I think his Musiala did a McGeady cancel in the box, and he was saying like the only way to score right now is do kind of dumb skill move cancels when you're in the box, because defending now got a lot better with the jockeying buff. I think that's what he's trying to say here. I don't want to misquote him, but I think that's what he means by like, yeah, doing that move there, and then he pauses it. I think he's doing a McGeady cancel again. Yeah, he kind of did one there and then scores it with Musiala. And here's one more tweet from Nick talking about we are at fault basically for the patch and how people complained about defending being too bad and dribbling and stuff being too good. They nerf it now and the game's not as fun, is what Nick's point of view is here. But I'm showing you one side, but there's a lot of controversy around this. Some are saying that it's exactly what needed to happen, and some are saying this is literally killing the game, and it's kind of like no in between right now. I saw mostly Twitter being very negative about it. I saw Reddit being very positive about it. Here's an example of Reddit right here. New patch, 9.5 out of 10. Well done, EA. And down here, Beast says a complete meltdown from influencers on Twitter. That's how you know it's probably a good patch. And this was a lot of what was being said. I think there was more if we go and check out down here again. Yeah, influencers complaining about the R1 dribbling changes. And down here he says, unless I am monstrously mistaken, they have not changed R1 dribbling at all. It's as good as it was yesterday. And for me personally, I did notice that there were changes. I definitely thought it was a bit slower. But getting to kind of the biggest thing here and my take on this, which you might not give one shit about. And here's another thread here, people not liking the Nick video. A lot of more comments than upvotes, right? And this comment right here really, to me, gets along the lines of like what one of the problems is. And this is right here. Streamers and us as a whole are so reactive. The patch has just come out and it's either the best thing ever or the worst thing ever. And the second paragraph I don't fully agree with, but this last one here, I hate EA for their money grabbing bullshit, but they cannot win with the community. I think we sometimes absolutely are our own worst enemy, but this part right here, for some reason, I mean, I know why. This is how everything is nowadays. It's either the best thing ever, the worst thing ever, the best game ever, the worst game ever. I don't know. A football player either sucks ass or they're amazing. There's no in between. The nuance is gone. I'm not surprised seeing this happen because people's brains break when something gets worse and they don't like it, or something gets better and they don't like it, right? Because this goes both ways here. For me, how I felt about this gameplay patch, literally, I thought that it is mostly the same. And Nick right here is saying like, hey, let me know what you guys think. Maybe I was being too reactionary or whatever. And he tweeted this out like only 20 minutes ago or so, but the biggest thing with me that I noticed was the R1 dribbling was slower. I thought it definitely was harder to turn with it. You can't like left stick dribble while R1 dribbling. I thought left stick dribbling stayed the same, like just base left stick dribbling. I did not notice a difference in. And I think that's because EA didn't say it in the patch notes. They didn't change left stick dribbling. It's not different. Now, of course, EA has changed things in the past without saying it in the patch notes, so it's not always the best way to prove it, but there's supposed to be no changes, and it felt the same to me. What felt different was jockeying felt a bit faster. I did notice that. And I did notice kickoffs being better. Kickoffs, they don't drop back anymore. Other than that, it was like the same game to me, and I can understand why you wouldn't like the R1 change, because I don't know personally why they felt the need to nerf R1 a little bit. I don't really know. Would I have changed it? Probably not. Like, I thought it was okay as it was, but is it the worst patch of all time? Now we're back to last year's game? I don't think so. Now, of course, my take as well is based off one day of gameplay. That needs to be longer. Like, we all have to just play the game for a while and figure it the fuck out. Like, this patch might suck. It might be bad, but it also might not be nearly as bad as what the initial reaction was. But of course, this is the boring take. The boring take is like, guys, we have to wait and see what happens. But that's to me is the way to go about these changes. We have to wait and see. You need 10s to a borderline, I don't know, almost triple digit games to be like, yeah, this patch actually is definitely worse. You need 2 weekend leagues, some rivals games, and maybe that's too much. Maybe you need 1 weekend league and some rivals games. Maybe that's enough to tell. But the point is, you need more than 1 hour. We had 1 hour today, and so many people were losing their shit both ways of like, you guys are idiots and that you think this game is worse. And then also, I can't believe you like this. EA ruined the game. But of course, guys, please let me know in the comments what you think of it. Whether you think it's awful or it's way better or you think it's really no different at all. Please let me know in the comments. And the last thing I'll say before we get into the leaks and news and stuff, you can see we have Miles Lewis Skelly coming out. But the biggest problem that plagues FIFA or FC every year, no matter what, is the delay / inconsistent gameplay. That will plague and be more of a prominent issue more than any patch they can drop, honestly, besides like FIFA 19 gameplay. Maybe that's the that's the one exception. But besides that, I know that we're kind of like tired of fighting for that at this point, but that is actually the biggest issue with FC gameplay, is that. Of course, that's just my opinion, but okay, Miles Lewis Skelly, objective apparently, says FUT Police Leagues here. No official stats yet for him, though. I don't think these are official. He doesn't say here, so usually he would say if they are official, but Lewis Skelly is on the way as an objective. But really, the biggest new leak we got today in terms of a new piece of content is this right here. And actually, wait, hold on. Just literally 1 minute ago from recording this video, AC tweets out Lewis Skelly's official stats. So here they are right here. Center mid position, all above 80s apart from shooting. It's not the most insane card stats, honestly, but it is an objective card apparently. So he might be pretty easy to get, and then also later down the line, he'll fit into many Evos. But for right this second, probably not the most amazing card, I'm going to assume, for most of you guys out there. But let's go look at the other piece of news now. And the news is that we're going to be getting an icon pick, basically exactly like the hero picks are. So 3 specific icons coming out, which I actually really enjoy these. And I think if I had to guess, this will be the future of like the base player SBCs for the most part. The base heroes and the base icons, if I had to guess, we'll probably see most of them be in these player picks, besides the really high tier ones, right? Like you're not going to see a Dino player pick eventually in March or whatever when we get to that point, but we'll see those as normal SBCs. But the mid tier icons and heroes will be in these, I think, which are the specific icon picks. So that's coming out. I think someone said in this promo, I think it's coming out. Like, so it might be this weekend. We'll have to wait and see, obviously, but I do like these. What do you guys think about the 3 hero ones, now the 3 icon ones? And the price ranges for these have usually been in the pretty low to mid tier ones, you know? So the icons, you're probably going to see about 150k to 250k icons, if I had to guess. Maybe you could see a little more than that, but I'd guess like the limit's going to be 300k. And next up here, the 99 stats have been confirmed. And we know the days as well. So on November 5th and December 4th, they're going to get boosted for 7 days. And the boost is going to be 1 face stat to 99. And it'll last for 7 days. And that will happen twice. The role upgrades, though, will stay throughout the year. So past December 4th, there's going to be the role pluses for all positions. Like, that's going to stay. But the 99 face stat won't stay. And if I had to guess, it won't just be these 2 days. I think throughout the whole year, we hopefully see them be upgraded. That would be pretty cool. Maybe later on in the year, we can have 2 99s or a 99 plus something else to make these cards be relevant for longer. But that's the confirmed upgrades here. And no new tweets today from EA employees gloating about anything, unfortunately. And now next up here is Jordi Alba. Official stats we've got for him now. And he's got Tiki Taka plus, which is interesting for a left back, but 89 pace, 88 dribbling, 83 defending, and 80 physical on him. So a pretty good left back card here. I think that, yeah, Tiki Taka plus maybe isn't the most ideal for the position. It's a great playstyle plus, but for the position, maybe not as useful as other ones. But seeing this card, I'd assume he's probably quite a bit cheaper than Sergio Busquets was, if I had to guess. So that's the official card for Jordi Alba. And don't worry, we got more. So Phil Foden, center mid Phil Foden. That is a real card. Now, it's funny because I actually brought this up in a video a couple days ago, saying it was funny how Foden can play center mid, but not Rolfo. That had nothing to do with real life. That was all based off FIFA. Rolfo does not play center mid, and Foden does play center mid once in a while as sort of that half winger type role that we see. And we now have that center mid Foden, and here are the official stats on him. No playstyle plus though for Foden, which is a little bit of a blue ball there. And with this though, obviously you can assume later down the line you can apply a playstyle plus maybe to an 87 rated card at some point. We do have some of them leaked right now for what we think could be the new season. So we will transition into this right here, and we do have some playstyle pluses that are leaked, and we're not actually done with SBCs and objectives yet, but we'll just talk about these quickly because we're transitioning into this. But new evos on the way here. Finesse shot plus evolution. That's pretty much guaranteed to be in the season pass, you would assume. Sweeper keeper plus plus, intercept plus, base relentless, base jockey, center back, right back, and left back rolls plus. But nice to see finesse shot and intercept being evolutions, and that's not actually all of them. We've got more here. Center mid rolls plus, right mid inside forward plus plus, jockey plus, base trickster, star in motion. You'd assume that's probably a skill move boost. I would probably assume that there. And then right wing rolls plus as well. So these are probably all of the ones in this new season pass that come out next week or next Wednesday night for some of us and Thursday morning for some of you out there. But looks like some better playstyle plus evos here in this season than in last season, which you would kind of expect to see. And hopefully the overalls can be increased by a few for next season. Now, Rolfo next here, official stats on her. Left mid card, 87 pace, and really just, great stats here, obviously. She definitely is good enough to be a left back. Is she the most meta left back with these stats? Hard to say. Would love if she was able to play center mid, but we don't know that yet. And next up here is an interesting one. So we've got Campos as an SBC leak, and he is at striker. So we have striker Campos with 85 pace, 82 shot, 88 dribbling. Definitely an interesting one there. Press proven plus. The thing with Campos, of course, is that he played striker. Like, he actually played striker at certain points. So this is one that's like not really shapeshifters-ish, because this isn't some like Lev Yashin striker card or Petr Cech striker. This is an actual card who isn't that out of the realm of possibility, I suppose. But yeah, I thought that was interesting here, that Campos is going to be a striker. Couple more cards here to look at. So next up, we've got Luna, SBC or objective stats, just predictions. So we'll kind of just quickly look through Luna and move on to our next one here. And that is Yannick Carrasco, SBC or objective. Don't have stats on him yet either. But yeah, okay, a lot of content coming out, right? Today is going to be a pretty massive day for content. And it's funny because the market's actually going up today. The reason it's going up, I think, is because of the fact that people are trying out the gameplay patch. And oh wait, we do have one more actually. I'm an idiot. We've got Jean Mateo Bajoya as an SBC. 97 pace for him is pretty crazy. And usually the check mark means official. So I'm going to assume this is official stats here. But I think that is it now for SBCs and objectives. But yes, a lot of content coming out today. Yeah, the market right now is going up because of people trying the new patch out, and it's really going up in almost every place, honestly. I did see it drop in a couple different heroes I was looking at, but for the most part, almost every card's up right now, and I think that that's going to come down tomorrow. I do think it's going to. But guys, there's going to be some really interesting coin making opportunities here with Scream. So when these come out today, people are not really going to remember what it was like with the market when Scream cards got boosted a lot. And a lot is the wrong word. They get boosted like once a month, right? So same amount of time, but just that was a while ago. What would happen is these cards would go crazy. Like, they would go insane for that bit of time. And I can't really show you a visual here. Let's actually just go look at the team. So right here, it's only team 1, right? And they get their first upgrade on November 5th. So there's going to be some cards here. They're going to go to absurd stats. This is going to be the most gamble heavy like investment of all time, but the reward's going to be so insane because if, for example, well, actually any of these cards, if they go to 99 pace, they're going to go way up in value. Even if it's only 7 days, they're going to go up in value. So you can pretty much buy any card at all during this time period of this really big supply today, and they're probably going to be good investments no matter what. Now, of course, you could get, for example, an Alex Berenguer who goes to 99 passing and is pointless, or you can go and get Thomas Muller, 99 passing. Maybe he goes up in value by a few %, but probably not. But if you end up buying Kimmich and he goes to 99 pace, you're going to be like, damn, you're going to be really happy you did that. So no matter what the value is now, they're going to be higher if the upgrade's really good. Unfortunately, there's always the risk that the upgrade they get sucks. So if you got big balls out there, you can go all in on a card and just hope they get the right boost. What actually is a pretty good idea, honestly, is going, for example, all in on a Cabal, right? Because hypothetically, what if he gets 99 pace for a center back? He's going to be so expensive. Of course, if he ends up getting 99 passing, it's like the card's going to be discard, and you need to have hoped you bought at like close to discard. So there's risk, of course, but one of the better investments, one of the more riskier, but you literally can make millions of coins is by doing that. Same with like Peter Crouch, right? Peter Crouch goes to 99 dribbling or say 99 shooting, or of course 99 pace is going to go way up in price, but probably something like him would be 99 dribbling. Aloeron, 99 dribbling would be an insane boost. So just, there's cards you can buy here that would just go to the moon with certain upgrades. And you really just have to take a shot in the dark at those cards because you can't predict it, And fodder as well continues to rise, guys. I am selling it right now. I know this could go higher. 88s are 16,500 to 17,500, which is crazy. I'm selling these. I know that Pogba's coming. I know so many pieces of content are coming out that could make fodder at least stay the same, but I'm still selling right now, taking my coins out while I can for what could be a massive supply day today. But okay, let's read some of your comments now. We've got Ed Rock, who says, I never understood why leaks are bad. For example, I'm excited to find out that an Ultimate Team Scream Juan David Cabal card is coming out. It makes me more hyped to play the game. I'm not a trader, so don't know if that's one of the reasons why. And honestly, I have seen some comments over my couple of years of doing this where it's like, yeah, I actually like leaks. I like the fact that I know what's coming out so I can like hop on the game that day or not hop on the game that day, which does make sense. But honestly, I still feel like I'd find it hard to believe that if you, for example, Ed Rock, hopped on at content time and you were surprised to see a Juan Cabal card and that dope you got from seeing that card, that to me has to be better than seeing it in some Twitter post out there, right? Now, of course, I am speaking for you here, so I don't know if that's for sure the case, but I would assume that that's probably the case. And I think you're not wrong that leaks aren't like bad for the game. I don't think they're terrible for the game. I just think that there is a missed opportunity for it to be better. Does that make sense? And I do agree with Christopher Larson here, like how he's saying that it is strange to nerf controlled sprint and increase jockey speed. I do think that they should have just done jockey speed and see what happens. If the gameplay was really liked, you know, I feel like it's hard for us to be consensus about liking a FIFA gameplay, but if it did seem the consensus was pretty good, then just kind of keep that as is and you don't have to nerf the R1 dribbling. It must be a fundamental difference in how EA wants the mechanic to work versus how it has worked, because right now you can kind of do left stick dribbling, or this is prior to the patch, right? You could kind of do left stick dribbling while holding R1, which maybe that isn't what they intended it to be like. Maybe they wanted it to be really a sprint mechanic, but just a little more controlled, which it's literally called controlled sprint, but you know what I'm trying to say, like that wasn't the only real use for it over the last couple of years that it's been in the game. I do think though that it would have made more sense to me if I was doing it to just do jockey speed and see what happens. So like I was saying, it's one of those things where I don't really agree with it fully, but also the response was crazy today. Like it literally was like if FIFA 19 gameplay came back again. I mean, it was shocking. And maybe in a month's time, we look back and say, wow, that was the moment the gameplay turned to shit. There's a non-zero chance that's exactly what happens, but I just think that 1 hour in, the response was crazy. And Aiden Co here says, you know, the play for us is probably to still trust the leaks we see when investing because we kind of have to, right? EA planted fake-ish leaks to throw people off and make them skeptical, to maybe throw some doubt into trading discords. Maybe we see more of that coming up over the next like month or so, just to throw some doubt in there. I do think that that's probably the case here. And there wasn't like literally fake leaks planted. That was just a good catchy title of the video. It was more so they withheld information like the 99 stats, right? So somebody withheld that information, but obviously the title of YouTube video, EA withholds information. That doesn't really, you know, sound quite as cool or sound as catchy or interesting, I suppose. But yeah, withholding that information, I do wonder if eventually then the next step is like legitimately fake leaks, like Sheriff tweeting out something that just straight up doesn't come out or isn't actually real. It did happen with R9 once, right? If you guys are here for that, I think that was FIFA 22, I want to say, where an R9 SBC was leaked like in Black Friday, I think. It was an R9 SBC and everyone was like, what? Turns out it was just wrong. So I don't know if that was a intentionally fake one or if that was just some sort of weird random mishap from a source out there that got it wrong. I don't know, but that, you know, that has happened before. We got literally like a straight up wrong leak. Maybe that happens now more often. I don't know. But guys, have a wonderful weekend. Thank you all for being here and watching, and I love you all. Peace.